everyone, and welcome to the breakdown. Today I'm going to be doing a video on if you should buy a used car on Craigslist. Now, we recently did a video on how to sell a used car on Craigslist. You can check that out right there. But what about buying one on Craigslist? Is that safe? Is that good? What do you need to know? What are the tips for buying a used car on Craigslist? Well, first of all, be specific about what you want. For example, make sure you know you want a Toyota, or you want a Ford, or you want a Honda, or you want a BMW, or a Land Rover. Whatever you decide to go with, make sure that you know what make of car you're wanting to get. That way you can narrow your search down. And it's even better if you know that, for example, you want a BMW 750 Li, or if you want a Toyota Corolla, or something like that. Narrow it down as much as possible, and then just go on Craigslist and search. So that's how you can find cars, right? Do that. And then once you've found the car, is this a safe car to buy? Well, truthfully, it's up to the car. Every single car on Craigslist is different, but there are some things that I would recommend doing when you buy a car on Craigslist. I'm also going to assume here you're like me, and you don't know much about like taking cars apart and fixing things on cars and doing stuff like that. If that's the case and you know absolutely nothing like I do, here's what I would recommend you doing. First off, you found the car you want. It looks good, the mileage looks good, the pictures on Craigslist look good, and you're ready to go meet the person about the car. First off, talk to him on the phone. Make sure you give him a call, talk to him on the phone, work out exactly where you're going to meet, what time, what the day is, all of that stuff, and make sure they're okay with you taking it to a mechanic, probably a dealer mechanic. For example, if it's a Toyota, you would take it to Toyota, and having Toyota do something like a pre-purchase inspection. It might not be called a pre-purchase inspection, but what you're basically doing is having them do like a 200-point inspection on the car. Every dealership will do this. Have them do like a 200-point inspection on the car, make sure it checks out, make sure it's good mechanically, and if it is, then you can actually go and buy the car, sign the title, give them the money, all of that stuff. But make sure you get a pre-purchase inspection. Patrick also is across the monitor there and said maybe you should mention giving the seller a bit of a notice before you look at the car. That's something I would recommend as well. Being on the seller's side, even more so than the buyer's side on Craigslist, make sure you give them a notice. It pisses me off when someone wants to buy a car on Craigslist and they come and be like, can you meet me in 10 minutes at this place? No, I'm 40 minutes away from there. So make sure you give them a notice, at least a day, if not 2 days notice before you look at the car. I know it sucks, you don't want to wait, but it really does help out the person selling the car, and it'll make them respect you more. It'll make them give you more money off the car when you negotiate. And that's something else I will mention. Craigslist is interesting about negotiating prices. Some people who sell cars on Craigslist drop them as low as they can go, and that's where they're at. You don't negotiate, they don't negotiate. That's the price. Other people are the exact opposite. They'll price it $3,000, $4,000 more than what it's worth, and they expect you to negotiate with them down that much money. The best way to see which one it is to see what other cars in the market are selling for. If the car you're going to buy is usually selling for about $7,500 and somebody's put it online for $9,000, they want to negotiate, pull them down to that $7,000 mark. However, if there's a car on there that's $6,300 and it should be going for $7,000, they're listing it rock bottom. They just want to move the car. They wanted to sell it to somebody, get it out of their driveway. That's why they're putting it on Craigslist. That car is probably a good buy, and they're not going to negotiate at all because they know they've got a good car for a way, way underpriced value. And honestly, with that, you kind of bought a car on Craigslist. Make sure it's not in a sketchy area when you go to look at the car. Make sure you're in a public place, well lit, all of that stuff. Mall parking lots are kind of a good place. Shopping center parking lots like Walmart, usually good places to look at cars and to like talk to someone about buying a car from them on Craigslist. But overall, all you want to do is make sure that you give the seller enough notice to actually be able to meet you and that you know the price that you're getting into. Also, take every car for a PPI, pre-purchase inspection at a dealership. Even it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it's definitely worth it because it could save you thousands of dollars down the road. I've learned the hard way on that one. So make sure it passes a PPI and it does really well on it. But yeah, there you guys have it. That's what you need to know about buying a car on Craigslist. And should you? Probably. If you're looking for a used car, Craigslist is one of the best places to do it. Dealers can be better because they can offer you financing options, but you can even get financing from some credit unions and purchase a car that way via Craigslist. You just have to give the bank the title to the car whenever it's basically signed over, signed to the bank. But anyway, there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We make awesome videos every single day of the week. This has been The Breakdown. I am out, guys. Peace.